in dating, let's talk about this. When you are a mature woman, or even a woman that's younger, have you ever experienced that thinking, oh, this isn't perfect. My teeth aren't wide enough. Here I have something coming up. Here I have under eyes redness. Here I have a little bit too much chubbiness. Here I have a little bit too much chubbiness too. Here, this is not good on me. Like, have you ever had these thought patterns? And then when you go out with a guy, thinking, like, why would he choose, especially a millionaire who is handsome, who's good looking, who is educated, and you just feeling intimidated? Like, why would a top 1% man want to go out with me? Like, I'm just not perfect. Maybe you might be successful, but like not at his level, or you think, but there are so many other women who are younger than me who he could choose. Women who maybe don't have the little wrinkle here, women who have like a better shape, and you're thinking, why would he even choose me? Like, why would he go out with me? So let's talk about this here today, because as much as there are people out there who say, yeah, I deserve that, I deserve a millionaire who is having a six-pack, who take care of me. Yeah, that like those people exist, right? Like they just like, I deserve it. But then I also come across a lot of clients who have the opposite, who have the unworthiness issues, unworthiness feelings of, do I, why would a great man like that want to be with me? There must be a catch. Maybe he will cheat on me. Maybe he will leave me. Maybe he will treat me badly. And I'm the first one to admit that. Like, I'm the first one to admit that I've been having those thoughts. And the worst thing about that is that when you have these kind of thoughts, you're going to manifest that. Like, you're going to come across men who literally do that. Not because these men want to treat you bad, want to cheat, but the problem is we attract what we believe, we attract what we look for, just like, like you have your own brand of car, and then when it drives by, you just like see it immediately. It's the same thing. When we think, okay, good looking guys are going to cheat on me, that's what we see. And the thing is, when you have the embodiment of, I'm not gonna be cheated on, I'm not going to be treated badly, like you have a certain boundary and standards, no man gonna have access to you to hurt you in such way. So we're gonna talk about this in detail in a second, how to go through that step by step. But let me know first in the comments if you ever had this feeling, why would a top 1% man be with me? And if there are any men watching, you can literally translate this for yourself. Why would a top 1% woman be with me? Because men also need this information a lot. I see a lot of great guys not approaching a woman that's like beautiful because they assume, oh, she's probably gonna cheat on me. She is going to misbehave with me. She is going to disrespect me. So I much rather go out with a woman that isn't my type, but she's nice. Like, why do we all do this? Like, why do we do this? But this is so human nature. We just like think, okay, I can have either or. I cannot have both. I cannot be with a top 1% man who is rich, who is masculine, who is smart, who wants commitment, who wants family. Like, of course, like that's too much, right? Like that. Mm-mm. And if he exists, why would he want me? I have this little wrinkle here. My age is too much. He could be have someone much younger than me. Ah, we all do that. And men do that too. Men do that too. Like, okay, if I'm with a beautiful woman, I have to put up with bad behavior. I have to put up with cheating. I have to put up with her not being smart. Like, no, you get to have everything in a woman and in a man. And in fact, most of my clients, all of my clients that work with me, the female ones, they're beautiful, they're successful, they're smart, they're kind mannered, like they're the whole package. So those women and men exist. And while I'm not going to be sitting here and saying that, you know, you just get to be entitled and do nothing, and those people will come into your lap. And what do you do for work? This is literally my work. You guys are funny. This is literally my work. I am a dating and relationship coach, and I help you attract your dream partner and have a beautiful, healthy relationship. Okay, so let's go back to the topic. Feeling like you're not good enough, feeling like you're not good enough to attract the person that you want. And again, sometimes people do like a pendulum swing of like, I deserve that. Like, I deserve a man that is like everything now. Yeah, I deserve it. There are so many points to that. And let's start with number one of yes, you do deserve that. And the thing is, it's not about comparison. I keep saying that all the time. It's not about comparing us like we are an iPhone. Oh, I'm a worse iPhone than she is. That's why she's going to be chosen. Or you as a man, I'm worse here than here. That's why he's going to be chosen. Yes, of course. Those factors like, you know, looking good, having a status, earning, they do influence. They do influence a choice of a partner, of course. But this is not all that is, because otherwise it would be just a very superficial relationship. Even my clients who are dating millionaires, him being a billionaire is not enough. You know, like a healthy relationship, you have connection, you talk to each other, you share your feelings, you share your thoughts, you have a friendship. And this connection is what makes the relationship. And if there is attraction, right? Like if the man is attracted to you, the way you look, then you are good enough. Of course, and I'm gonna say this with humbleness, but of course, when you are like 200 pounds overweight and there are no sick guys who have a six-pack who are asking you out on a date, then you can clearly see you are not quite there yet. I have one client, she lost lots of weight and now she's really fit. And now guys who are really fit start asking her out, and I'm like, there are so much more of them. You just started being a match for that. So yes, sometimes we are not a match to something yet, so we have to do the work, which I'm going to talk about in just a second. But if a guy asks you out, yeah, he is attracted to you. Men don't ask women out that they're not attracted to. And if a woman wants to go out with you, then she's also available for that. So you get to ask women, and if they say no, they say no, but maybe they say yes. You know what I mean? So I always say this: don't make the decision for the other person, and don't overthink it so much. Am I good enough? Is my status good enough? Is my wrinkle visible? Do I have, like, I usually always have like under eye swelling. Is my under eye swelling in the way of being chosen, being liked? Like, Don't overthink that. Just let life happen. Be like, if someone likes me, great. If they don't, then they don't. That's all there is. And if there is a connection, there's a friendship, there is interest, there's attraction, then there is this, but like so many people just like think about it. Am I good enough? Should I approach her? Um, should I be open for this? And generally, guys, you cannot say, oh, only rich men will cheat on me, or only men who are good looking will cheat on me. Like, oh, the beautiful women, they will just take advantage of me. Like, this is not a rule of thumb. Everybody, good looking, bad looking, rich, poor, can cheat on you. Everybody can treat you badly. Everybody can be mean and lying and selfish. It's these qualities are not assigned to top 1% people in looks, status, or whatever. That is why I keep telling you that you have to be dating. You have to get to know the person for a couple months at least to know who they are. Yeah. And don't think, okay, because she is average looking, or because she is not good looking, or because he is poor, or because he is bad looking, they're gonna be nice. Like, those things don't go to each other. Bad qualities can be amongst everybody. Yeah. Millionaires can be cheating, poor guys can be cheating. Most beautiful women can be arrogant and rude, but also a woman who is just average can be arrogant and rude. You know what I mean? So just get to know the person and don't think so much. If you like someone, go for it. As a woman, allow them to take you out and just surrender to the process. See what happens. Let me check. Comment. Do you like cats? Yeah, I actually have two cats sleeping here in front of me. Thank God they're sleeping. Last live stream I was doing, they were just like always making noise. Where I'm from, I live in Germany, but my parents are Polish. You know Poland? It's in Europe. Okay. Thank you so much. When you feel scared to take the risk is exactly when you take that risk. Attack the day. Yeah, fear holds us all back. And sometimes the risk is too much, so don't take the risk. But if you think about it, what can happen worst if I ask a woman out that I'm scared to ask? Maybe she might reject me, or she might not be nice to me. Well, you're gonna be okay, but at least you tried. And same thing for my ladies. Like, I've been working with so many women who rejected great guys, rejected top 1% millionaire men because they were like, he's gonna leave me, he's going to cheat on me. Like, not every top 1% man is gonna do these things. And not every poor guy who has a big belly is going to be kind and loyal. Trust me, it depends on the person. Get to know the person. Let me check what else is in the comment. If you have been with someone for 7 years and they have broken your trust many times over different reasons, how do you regain that trust? Or should you not give them any more chances? So this is kind of a clear statement. Someone over 7 years broke your trust over and over and over. And the thing is, regaining that trust isn't your job. It's the job of them. Yeah, so they should be asking the question. The thing is, this is so much deeper, and I would have to work with you and your partner to go beyond that, okay? Because the problem is that behavior is just a symptom. There is something underneath. And your partner would have to heal or repair the roots in order to stop that behavior, which kind of like makes you distrust them. And this isn't done by just saying, oh, I'm not going to lie anymore, oh, I'm not going to cheat anymore, or I'm not going to yell anymore, whatever that trust is that was broken. They themselves would have to go and get my support, and we would work on, okay, why are you doing that? Why are you lying all the time? Okay, because I'm scared to lose my freedom when I tell the truth and my partner would not allow me. hmm Probably like a childhood pattern of, and honestly, I get that. I had to, I, I was really scared to be authentic when I was younger because I couldn't be as a child. So technically, people wouldn't trust me, right? Because I just wouldn't be authentic. But there was something underneath. Like I was used to being punished for being myself. That's why I would lie. And then I said, no, I'm just going to be myself and I'm going to have people who love who I am. Okay. Or let's say you are spending money all the time. I don't know what the trust is. You can let me know in the comments. Oh, okay, I see. It's mainly lying about some serious thing and some not so serious thing. Okay, okay. Yeah, so I was kind of like already giving this example about lying. Um, yeah, so your partner, if he or she wants to stop lying, they really have to do inner work. It's not done with saying, I will not lie anymore. There is a root reason why they are lying. Shame, greed sometimes, of like, yeah, when I lie, I can get away with stuff. Sometimes even disrespect, of just not respecting the relationship and valuing the relationship enough. And I really can't tell you right now why your partner is lying. She or he would have to talk to me to work if they want to. But they themselves need to want to. They have to allow themselves to go deeper and see, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this behavior? A lot of times when people cheat, the reason why they do it is like two reasons. They like want to have like a little high feeling, and then they have to be self-aware that they can get it through other healthy sources, just like do some sports, go on a trip, you know do some activities that are unpredictable. And sometimes people also cheat because they have like this deep emptiness that they need to fill. And people fill it with many things, with workouts, with being a workaholic, with working out too much. I always had that. With dating people, intimacy, you know what I mean? Food is a big one for women. I used to do that. I just never gained weight because I used to like binge eat salad and apples. But I used to do that. And the solution for that, for example, would be to fill that inside empty space with self-love. It's easy. Yeah, so not all people are evil. Some people are, actually, they're just like really evil. But most people, they're not. They just have issues and they have to be taken care of. So, and for you, let me just answer the question. I can answer the other ones. And for you, what you can do in the situation when your partner is lying or cheating or mistreating you or keep behaving in a way that really crosses a boundary, stop forcing them to change. Stop that, because that won't help you or them at all. Stop forcing them to change. You can, of course, give tips if they want to, but this is not how you moved any needle. But you have to ask yourself, okay, if this is a boundary for me, put it in two boxes. Number one is negotiable, and number two box is non-negotiable. So if your partner puts their dirty laundry on the floor in the middle of the room after work, that would be like a negotiable thing for me. Freaking annoying, but negotiable. You know, like I wouldn't leave the relationship for it. Like I would share this, you know, if possible. Like, can you put it in a laundry bag? But it would be like a non-negotiable thing. So I just like, you know, would share it, and then if it doesn't happen, I'll just roll my eyes and go over the day. But then certain things, and you decide that for yourself, is a non-negotiable. Like for me, would be lying, right? Like for me, cheating, but also being treated with disrespect, being put down, being yelled at, being made small, being, yeah, being lied to, like, and like all of those typical things. But you yourself have to decide, is it a non-negotiable? So for example, lying is a non-negotiable for me. I don't accept that, especially after I become so authentic and honest. Like I want a partner who is honest. And if someone does that, even if they have a million good qualities, even I'm so in love with, even I have 10 children with them, even I have two businesses with them, because it's a non negotiable boundary, I'm walking out of that relationship. And for the person who wants to set a boundary, there are a million things opening up. I can't because I will lose money. I can't because I will lose that. I can't because she or he is so nice in all other areas. But this is something that I will also need to work with you, because I would prove to you that you would not lose anything. That the universe, God, is so abundant that you can keep your boundaries and have all of the benefits anyway. Let me repeat that. God and the universe is so abundant. You can keep boundaries in a relationship and still be loved, and still have lots of money, and still have all the benefits you have in a relationship. Because a lot of people say, no, I keep set a boundary and I will have nobody and nothing. I know that you think that way, and the problem is the more you think that way, the more it's gonna happen. But if you work with me, I would prove to you, I would convince you before you even make a move to like get out of the relationship or not, that God is so abundant, no matter if you set the boundary or not, you're gonna have it. That's why I just love manifestation. It's like universe centered, not person centered. Like the person isn't your source. Okay, and there are sometimes other reasons why a person cannot set a boundary, because of self-worth problems and all of these things. So these dynamics are not easy, but you can reach out to me for support if you'd like to. You guys can book a free love audit call. The link is in my description box or in my bio. And you can also send me an email if you have any question. If you need anything, you can just reach out. You guys are so sweet. What a beautiful day. Seeing a European. Yeah, I'm full on European, yes. As the world burns, we do this and perform the dystopic satire called domestication by narcissism. Yeah, this topic, I guess interested in the topic narcissism, but I've been last years really going deep into the psychology of toxic relationships and narcissism and how to spot them, because a lot of people who, me included, who had narcissists as parents, caretakers, they tend to attract these people like magnets later on in life. And there really are certain things that have to be worked through to stop that pattern. What you're saying is definitely true. Never judge a book by its cover. Yeah, it's true. That's literally, if you guys take one thing from my channel about dating, is get to know the person. Just go out with each other. Take time to get to know the person. Go for dates, go for coffee dates. But what most people do, they just, go into the bedroom and then you don't know the person, then you are touched and in love. Maybe 1% out of 100, you're gonna get lucky. Okay, the person who just asked the question says, okay, it's a woman, claims she lies because she's embarrassed over whatever the situation might be. Okay, so lots of shame and embarrassment. By the way, I do have empathy for her because I've been there. Like, really, I was just ashamed of everything. Like, I was ashamed of my music playlist. I was ashamed of saying that I want to go out with my friend. Like, that was next level. But I've been growing up with a narcissistic caretaker, and they made me feel ashamed and small for every normal thing. For wanting to use the bathroom, I was shamed for. So I don't know what happened to her, but this is definitely not normal. And she needs to work on it, and she can, but she needs to reach out for help. She won't be able to overcome that by herself. Yeah, like, I do have empathy for it because I've been there, but it's not a life to live, like, yeah. Guys, I'm not gonna answer questions that are not related to the topic. Okay, are you Austrian? No, I'm Polish. Like, I grew up in Germany, so I'm kind of German, but my ancestors are Polish. Let me check what else you guys are saying. Oh, okay, the same person says, I guess it's hard for me now to believe things could change since it's happened more times than I can count. So part of me wants to move on, and the other part of me doesn't want to throw away 7 years. That's one of the things that I would coach you through if you would work with me, is that believe that am I really throwing away 7 years? And give me a second, I need to get my cat. Okay, just wanted to see if I like cats. He's a little bit heavy. Okay, so that's like one thing. Are you really throwing away 7 years? Why would you throw away I know it feels like you're losing something, but there's so much in front of you, like, there are other people you can be dating, you can be by yourself happy. And that's what I just meant. Like, if you would work with me, I would show you that you are not throwing away anything, because you can rebuild something else with someone else, or even with the same person. But when you set a boundary and she then finally notices, oh, okay, I have to change, otherwise he's gone, maybe then she will feel motivated to get support, to get coaching. Yeah, nobody is perfect, of course, but it's your job to hold the boundary. And usually nothing happens until people set a boundary. Yeah. So that's just how it is. So you're not throwing anything away when you set a boundary. You level up, and then either her or someone else is going to meet you where you are. And I know it feels scary. I know it feels like there's nobody else for me. You love the person, you are attached, but you have to ask yourself, like I said, is this lying thing a non-negotiable where you're gonna be like, this is just not acceptable? Or is this lying thing something negotiable? And be honest with yourself. Maybe it's a negotiable thing. You're like, yeah, my wife always, like, my girlfriend always lies, whatever. Maybe it's a non-negotiable. Sit down with yourself and be clear. That's funny. Someone said I have an Indian accent. Are you sure? I feel like part of the issue is I'm younger than her by 3 years, and I feel she doesn't respect what I say since she's older. Age has nothing to do with that. I have so many clients who date younger men, and it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do how you show up. Do you show up like a man that needs his words needs to be respected? If you did, you would be unavailable for lies. You would walk away until she, and it doesn't mean you break up forever, but you would walk away until she proves that she worked on her shame problem and starts telling the truth. You guys have to know something about women, and that is women, men too, but women, especially in kids, they're gonna push your buttons and boundaries and see if you can hold it. If you can't, they're not gonna respect you. It's just we can't. Like, as a woman, we cannot respect a man that can't hold a boundary and be like, no, ma'am, here and not more. And I know it's scary. I know it's difficult, but a woman's respect isn't given by luck, by because you're older, because I don't know, you studied so much. A woman respect is given when you respect yourself and when you can hold boundaries and guidelines for the relationship. And women and kids are going to push it. They're gonna push it really hard. And if they notice that you're like bending, they're gonna push even harder. So, are you a man of your word? Like, are you a man that says what he means and means what he says and follows through? And honestly, it goes for both ways, even as a woman, right? Like, men also try to like always push our boundaries, especially when it comes to the topic of intimacy. When they know we're like available for it, they're gonna try it. Like, for example, I don't drink alcohol, but if I would go out with somebody and they were like, do you want alcohol? Do you want some drink? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe. And be like, yeah, okay, drink, drink, drink. But if I just come there and say, I don't drink alcohol, I'm not available for that, done. Yeah, so people are going to push your buttons. The question is, are you available for it? My girlfriend is really shy. She doesn't let me touch her. I don't know what to do. I mean, are you sure she's shy or just not into you? Maybe she is just not into you. Or is she holding the boundary like, I don't want to be touched until engagement, marriage? Is she saying that? Or is she, what is she saying? A woman respect is given when you have money. Wrong, wrong. Let me debunk that for you. That is so not true. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. It's like saying a man's loyalty is given when a woman is beautiful. No, that is not true. There are so many rich men that are so disrespected, and I know them personally. This is like, this is not true. A woman's respect is given when you are a man who respect yourself. And what does that mean? You hold boundaries. You say no to certain behaviors. When you say something, you mean it and you follow through. If someone puts you down, disrespect you, you say here and not further. So respect is given to people who have self-respect. It has nothing to do with money. You can have, I actually knew a guy, he was a friend of mine. He had minus 70K on his bank account, and everybody deeply, including me, deeply respected him. Because he had self-respect. Even though he had no money at this time, now he built himself up, he respected himself. And no one dared to disrespect him. Let me see what else you're saying. Okay, the same person is saying, it seems like since I have forgiven her for her past issues and there hasn't been real consequences to her actions, she feels she can keep getting away with lying knowing I have forgiven her before. Exactly. Bingo. You have forgiven it. And there were no consequences. And she just knows she can keep doing that. She just knows it, So until there are consequences, she's going to keep doing that. She's going to keep lying. And this is human nature. Like, you as a human have to be very self-aware, very in integrity to still level up, even though there are no consequences. And I know like a lot of people in this community are like this, right? Like, for example, I don't lie because this is my own standard. It has nothing to do with another person. However, most people need that natural consequence, like I should do a video about this. Like, there are consequences that are draining, that says, oh, you lied to me, why you did that, you're such a bad girlfriend, blah blah blah. Annoying AF. Then there are natural consequences. You lied, I'm no longer talking to you until you prove to me and you do something with that. You cheated, there's a consequence. You yell at me, curse at me, put me down, whatever you did, you had like your mental breakdown, there's a consequence. And I know in a relationship we often just want to forgive and have peace and have love, but it's not worth it. Like, that kind of love turns toxic anyways, because respect is just out the door. Like, it's not just for you. The person who behaves bad, they completely stop respecting you when you allow yourself to be disrespected. And forgive. Like, she cannot respect you. I'm sorry, but you don't behave in a respectable way. You don't respect yourself. If you would respect yourself, and this is a non-negotiable boundary for you, you would stop talking to this woman who is lying. Yeah. Today is your birthday. Happy birthday. I, Okay, what else we got here? Thanks for your time and appreciation of your welcome. You guys, if you want to support my channel, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with anybody who might need that. Okay, so let's go quickly back uh, to the topic that I wanted to share in the beginning, and that is feeling like, why would a great man or a great woman want to date me? I'm not perfect. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not, um, as a woman, you're not a millionaire. You maybe have something on your face, you have this, and then like this top 1% man comes around and you're like intimidated, like, and then you reject yourself. And same for men. Men do this a lot too. It actually happened to me so many times. Um, I mean, I'm not saying that this is this is just what happened. I'm not saying that I'm like so good looking that men get intimidated, but it literally happened. A lot of good men were intimidated by me. And they were like, why would she want to be with me? Why do you assume that she doesn't? It was so annoying. Good men not talking to me because they assumed I wouldn't want to be with them. And then there are other guys who are entitled coming, and then entitled people are usually narcissistic, then I will end up with them. Like, that's why I also had to study about these topics. So can we change that? Can we have more good women and good men being open to be with our top 1% person? Because those top 1% people want you more than anything. And especially if they ask you out, if they are available for you, it is a match. You know what I mean? So don't overthink it so much, because this good looking millionaire man wants to be with you. This beautiful woman wants to be with you. And I know you have like this feeling of, am I good enough? Am I worthy? But as long there is connection, there is attraction, and the other person is available for you, it is a match. You don't have to overthink it. And as I mentioned, there are so many people in this world. They are very entitled to the next level. I'm entitled of this and this and this. I'm entitled of these things. And then they go for the person, with the top 1% person, and then they end up being with them, especially using my strategy. Yeah. So don't be shy and just don't overthink it. If someone wants to be with you, they will be. If they don't, they won't. But don't overthink it yourself. Am I good enough? Am I rich enough? Am I beautiful enough? Am I young enough? Again, if you're not a match to someone, you're not gonna get dates with them. Just like one of my clients was 200 pounds overweight. She did not get dates with a guy who is like in the gym all day, every day with a sick. She just didn't. But once she lost the weight and she got really fit, she suddenly has dates with those guys. So, there's no entitlement back then would ever help her date guys like that. Yeah. Okay, let me check what you guys are saying. Greetings from UK, so good to see you. I'm a very good man and looking for a good woman. Amazing. Then reach out to good women and to generally to women, get to know them, and don't be intimidated by them. You know, one thing I learned also throughout my life is that how you do one thing, you do everything. And I know there's like this average saying, oh, a top 1% person um, is is going to be awful and mean. The thing is, we are talking about two different type of motivation. Number one motivation is the narcissistic motivation. Like a lot of narcissists, they feel very empty inside, and they feel not good enough, and they have to compensate by being superior, and then they start being like good looking or wealthy to overcompensate the internal feeling of I'm not good enough. These are the one type of people. But there are people, which by the way, I'm also helping my clients a lot developing these skills, that you're just a healthy, empathic, loving person, but you're just driven. You want more in life. You want to look good. You want to be healthy. You want to have money. You want to have an amazing relationship. And then these people over here, how they do one thing, they're gonna be doing everything. So, for example, me, of course, I'm giving my best in the gym and I need to have a good body. Of course, I'm gonna give my best when I'm talking to my clients and I'm gonna be an amazing professional. Of course, I'm gonna give my best in my relationship. So, I have amazing results in all life areas, but I'm also giving my best, and this is just who I am. So saying everybody who is successful is a narcissist, that's just like a small portion of the people, which you still be careful because they exist, but not everybody is that, yeah? Someone said, one top 1% man who wouldn't want you, he can get an actress or model. You know, Joseph, if he wants to get an actress or model, he can go for it. But that's the that's the topic of today, right? That a lot of women or even men think I'm gonna reject myself already because he would want me, he can get a model. And by the way, I was a model for many years, yeah? And a model, a woman who is a model, might also be available for just a good guy, yeah? That's what I'm just trying to say. It's like, you guys don't put words in someone else's mouth because you don't know. It's all about being compatible. If there's intimacy, there's connection. And if someone is just looking for status, looks, go for it. But there are so many people who just want love, who want connection, who have like those deeper values um, that is premier for them. Yeah. What do you think about India? Like, I've never been to India actually, but Indian people are so amazing. They are just so, so amazing, have such a beautiful culture. I have many Indian friends. Like that can't be happening. Are you serious? You think I have an Indian accent? How is that possible? Yeah, I'm from Germany. Lost 200 pounds, but had 100 pounds of skin. Yeah, unfortunately, skin is weird. But if you're like fasting and working out, the skin will be good. Actually, I'm gonna tell you something funny. My clients, they often date Indian men. um, in like my US clients. It's a really interesting coincidence. Like they do choose a lot of the times Indian guys over American guys. Okay, what as you're saying, gym, eat, sleep, repeat. Yeah. Actually, did you guys know that I've been doing like a world tour last year where I kind of like put myself a little bit, like not fully, but like a little bit into like this retirement state of being, where I was in Asia and Australia, and I still had, we're talking to my clients, but I decided I'm just gonna have like this dream life of just like kind of doing nothing. So I would go to the beach every day, not even work out much. And it was so cool for like 4 months, and then I was so bored. I was like, I can't. And and filling my life with drama, with parties, alcohol didn't seem very enticing. So I was like, okay, let's go back to being high achieving. Let's go back of working on my goals because just doing nothing is boring and entangling with drama, with just parties, it's just not fulfilling. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but like for me, it doesn't feel fulfilling. It feels empty. And the more you're there, the more emptier you feel. That's why I'm also doing this work, even though I technically don't even need the money. But it makes me feel happy to help people, to feel fulfilled by my work. It makes me feel proud to keep working on my health, on my body, on my career, on my relationships. So that's what I'm saying. There are two type of people. One needs to be successful because they have to cover their internal insecurity, and the other type of people are like, I'm good, but you know what? I'm driven. I want more. And there is a third type of people who says, I'm good and I don't want more. I have my 30K job per year and I'm gonna stay here forever. You know? And there's nothing wrong with that either. It's just I'm not that person. Okay, let me check. If you have any other questions, I'm not seeing anything. Someone said because divorce is not so common in India, it's rare, I guess. Mm, I think a lot of my clients choose Indian guys. It's because they have from their culture, mm, like so many old-fashioned values, you know, and it's just a good match. Okay, let me check what else you've got here. I need an Irish guy. Yeah, go for it. Really, I don't even know this woman, Jessie Anderson. Okay, I'm going to look her up. Interesting. Mm, okay, so let us finish this video here. If you take one thing from this video, if you're a good person and you have a good heart and you're lovely and you have the best intentions for yourself and for others, and you think, why would someone amazing want me? Why would a top 1% person want me? Don't put things in their mouth. Don't decide for them. Just be open. Just be open. And you'd be surprised that exactly top 1% people want you. Unless they are narcissists, they usually want like narcissists. They don't date for connection, like connecting to someone, exchanging thoughts, exchanging emotions. They date, like they see their partner as like a ego push, yeah, in first lane, and they would of course judge every single everything on you. But you know what? Nobody is going to be good enough for them, and after latest 3 months, they're gonna get bored of you and be like, okay, I want more status update. So, but regular, normal, healthy top 1% people, if they choose you, they chose you, and just be open for that. Yeah, and you get to be with someone that is amazing. Just let life happen, and if someone chooses you, great. If they don't, they don't. And then, yeah, about working on yourself, of course, this is also important. Of course, working on your own communication skills, how to talk to men, for example. It's in my course, How to Talk to a Millionaire. You can get this if you are a woman. It's in my course overview. That's important. How to make a woman feel safe. A lot of guys don't even know how to make a woman feel safe. So, learning all of these things, communication, how to communicate with women, how to communicate with men, is so important because women and men, they do communicate different to each other. So, learning that is important. And And let's say that you really want someone who is more attractive, then you're taking care of your body, of your attractiveness is going to be important too. Yeah, so don't close the door, but of course, there are things that you can do to improve the quality of the people and the pool you're going to be dating. So, for example, if as a woman or as a man, you want to date someone who's more abundant, you have to have an abundant mindset at least. Yeah. So I was sharing with you all that I myself wanted to be a millionaire. I worked on my own abundant mindset, and then it just happened that I would start attracting men who were very abundant, very millionaire mindset. And it wasn't that I was just like in survival seeking money. In fact, in Germany, we don't really have survival here because when you're a German citizen, you always are entitled to basic money that pays you rent, health insurance, and food. Like, you're just not in survival, you know? This is like the beauty of this social country, you could say. So, you're just not in survival. But then, like, I wanted more, right? Like, I wanted to be abundant. And then once I did that, women and men, girlfriends, and just generally men who were very abundant became my friends. Yeah, so I thought you can do things to be a match to a certain person. And then, for example, if you're a man and you have lots of money and you want that a woman loves you for who you are, not for your money, judging women and saying, oh, they're all gold diggers, it's not going to help you. What you need to develop is the ability to have an emotional connection. A lot of very wealthy men, they don't know how to emotionally connect to a woman. Like, they don't, like, if you don't know how to have a conversation, a relationship that's emotionally connected, you're not emotionally available, you numbed all your emotions, then this is all what's left. Then if you come to my coaching, we would work on your emotional availability, and then you will naturally attract women who like you for who you are and not just for your money, because there's something to like. But if you are like numb like a rock and you have no emotions inside of you and you don't know how to connect to someone emotionally, you don't know how to make them feel seen and heard, of course nobody will like you for you, because there's nothing. There just is nothing. Maybe physically you're attractive, okay, that, but like emotionally, if you completely disconnected from your emotions, there's nothing to like. I'm sorry. And then the only people who are left, the ones who like your money, you know? Yeah. Mm, okay. So that is what I'm saying, that you definitely have the option to work on yourself and have better quality people. And if there is a pattern in your life that you really don't like, you can reach out for a free love audit call. We'll go into that. But a lot of the times people say, oh, it's because I have a wrinkle, or it's because I didn't have enough money, or it's because, like, mostly it's not because of that. There are much deeper reasons, really subconscious reasons why things don't work out. Yeah. And this is just superficiality of like looks for women and money for men. And I'm not saying that we will throw that out of the window. Of course, it's nice to have money and good looks. But relationships are not about that. Relationships are about connection and love. And I know for some of you, it's like, what do you mean by that? You will only figure out when you work through your emotions and you're able to find that inner world within you. But if it's suppressed, if it's numb, the only thing that's left is literally looks and money. So, as a woman, if you are disconnected to your emotions, if you're emotionally unavailable as well, you cannot make a man feel seen and heard. You cannot make a deep emotional conversation, then looks is all you've got. And it's often, and I've been there, even with the best looks, not enough anyways. I've been there. I've been modeling and I had the best looks and it was never enough. And I know so many men who have lots of money, but if they are not emotionally there, they don't know how to connect, it's never enough. It might be enough for some girl taking the money for like a dinner date, but not more than that. So it's just not fulfilling. Okay? Of course, you guys go for it, keep working on your looks, on your money, but this is not something to be insecure about because this is not how relationships work anyways. Okay, let me check what you are saying. Good advice. The people in chat especially need this wisdom. Yeah, not everybody is available to listen to wisdom. God bless you. Thank you so much. Do you know how to make chicken schnitzel? Yeah, I know. I know how to make it. True words never speaking. Men attacking you are not the other one who needs this the most. Thank you so much. Actually, I'm really unbothered. If there's anything mean, it's just gonna get blocked. Okay. So, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe. Send this to anybody that might benefit from it. Yeah, share my channel, share this video. If you have any questions, if you have any questions, like anything that you might want to work through, you can send me an email. Any topic you want to work through, you can send me an email or comment below. If you would like to work with me privately, reach out for a free love audit call. I will put the link in the description box and in my bio. Yeah. And again, if you're a good person with a beautiful heart and good intentions, allow life happen. let's see. Maybe a top 1% person is looking exactly for you. And you know why I know it? Because they work with me and they exactly look for you. Exactly for you. Okay? And if you are not happy with any pattern in your life, maybe you keep attracting people who are always lack mindset or rude or whatever that is. You get to work through it too, and you get to level up to be a match to a different level of people. And you can also reach out to me because I'm an expert in helping you finding your perfect match. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next one.